Ta-da.
Are we streaming?
Yeah.
Are we on?
We are on.
What?
Are we on the air? We are on the air.
Check. Hello, everybody. My name is Nikki. This is Molly.
Hi.
I am the interviewer. She is the interviewee. We are here to introduce Molly and give you an idea of what makes her tick.
Yep, the only person that knows me longer than that was the guy that was setting up the camera, and we don't want to look at him. He's fine.
I mean, he's kind of pretty.
He is kind of pretty.
All right. Yes, special thanks to our beautiful spot here, which please tell us about.
Willamette Falls Media Center has allowed us to videotape here, and we are in their upper loft at the moment. It's a beautiful spot. We've got great lighting.
Well, you have to look at me. I get to look outside.
I do.
I have the better view.
I know you do have the better view.
have the better view.
That's okay.
So it's the Willamette Falls Media Center, located here in Oregon City, Oregon.
Yes, on
Awesome.
12th and Jackson.
Beautiful.
You can rent spaces here for as little as $5 an hour. They have a full-on kitchen. They have a full podcast suite. They have a studio complete with a green screen area.
And they have AV classes here?
They have AV classes
Wonderful.
here. They've got studio classes. They've got podcast classes. They have editing classes.
Beautiful.
They've got everything you could possibly want.
Awesome. So special thanks to the Willamette Falls Media Center. Check them out. And special thanks to Josh, who acted as our tech guy here for the day.
Right? Just
So-
needed to poke him.
We're all set.
He likes being poked.
So, Miss Molly,
Yes.
I want to know about you. Mwahaha. So let's start off with the boring stuff. Tell me just a little bit about you. Who you are, where you grew up, the basic Wikipedia introduction rundown.
Oh, sure. Let's see here. Born and raised until I was 14.
And then they stopped raising you?
And then they stopped raising me.
That
Yeah.
explains so much.
So much.
My apologies. Continue.
I was born and raised in Seattle, on the west side of Queen Anne Hill, right around the time of the Hillside Strangler and Green River Killer and Ted Bundy and all of that. So, you know, and growing up there was interesting because I was still expected to walk by myself at age 5 and 6 up to school and then back down, which was about 1.5 miles or 2 either way.
Just don't talk to any serial killers.
Right. No serial killers and you'll be fine. You know.
Awesome.
I went through weird woods to get to school. It's fine.
It's fine.
I came out normal. Really.
Totally normal.
Totally normal.
Ran away with the circus.
They maybe bring it back.
Damn.
I know.
Can I say that on camera? Damn.
Say whatever the fuck we want.
What? Censored.
No, when I was 14, we moved to Port Townsend, which was a humongous change, going from being a total city kid to going to a town that was less than, I don't know, 15,000 at the time. It was
Yeah.
1989.
Big city living to down home.
To down home country. And it really wasn't country so much as it was a bunch of mill rats and eccentric rich people. Very strange, eclectic combination of artists and rednecks.
Could be fun.
It sort of. Port Townsend is one of those weird places where you kind of look at it and go, it's an interesting place to visit. If you're retiring there, it's fine.
Apologies for the noise.
Yeah,
Pardon me.
there you are, ripping one off.
Yep. I love your face.
But only my face.
So, born in Seattle area, kind of grew up in various environments around there.
Yeah.
And then moved to Portland.
Moved to Ashland, actually. Went down to Ashland to go to college, studying opera and theater. Then followed a boy, as is the
way.
To the metaphysical flatline of the universe, otherwise known as Roseburg. Continued to study for another 2 years, English and opera and theater, and then moved to Portland, and I've been here ever since.
Beautiful.
So.
Are you married? Do you have any kids? Are you a loner out in the woods, living in a trailer, or what's the deal?
Oh my God, that sounds so amazing.
Doesn't it though?
Yes, I am married. Second husband. Have one beautiful child, who is both my shining star and the bane of my existence, depending on the moment.
As kids
are. They just turned 12 and came out as non-binary, and
I noticed you use the
they, them.
The they, yeah. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, they came out actually just before December. Came home and out of the blue.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, it wasn't even that. It was, I got so angry at so-and-so today at school. I'm like, why? Because they kept misgendering me. I'm looking at them and I'm going, how can they misgender you? I mean, you
have my attention. Please continue.
Right? I mean, I don't understand. And they said, well, I'm a they, them. I'm like, first I've heard of it.
Good to know.
Good to know. Thank you, I guess, for letting me know. I'm still confused. Why didn't you let me know beforehand? Well, I wasn't really sure. And then I thought about it, and I decided that I'm a they, them. Okay. So we've been sticking with the they, them ever since.
And how do you feel about that?
You know, pronouns to me are sort of one of those things that it is at the same time a big deal and yet not a big deal. It's a big deal for the person because it's an acknowledgement of who they are at that specific moment. It's not a big deal because it doesn't hurt anybody to change a pronoun.
Right.
It does not mean that the world is ending. It doesn't mean that, you're going to have a limb lopped off in the next 5 seconds because you've changed from he or she to they, them.
Or zize she, her, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It hurts nothing for me to use your pronouns. It's not a big deal for me to use your pronouns, but it's a big deal for you
for me to do it.
To be validated.
To be validated, yeah. And so that was a big thing. And I'm still getting used to it. I'm actually now thinking first in they, them, and then going to individual pronouns because it's making it easier for me to refer to my kiddo as a they, them. And anytime I'm not sure of someone's sexuality or gender or anything like that, it's automatic they, them now.
That's wonderful that you're so supportive. I'm sure your child appreciates it greatly. What about your husband? Tell me a little bit about him.
He's crazy.
Fair.
Fair.
I mean,
he did marry me, so
and I know the guy.
That.
You're not wrong.
I know. Husbando is he is a metal finisher by day. He works leather. He plays with fire. Although he's retiring.
Yeah.
In the next year, actually, is passing the baton, as it were, on because his knees are just not doing it for him anymore. But
energy's wasted on the youth, right?
Oh, dude, so much.
I
just bottled that.
Never thought I would.
I always hated it when they said that. Oh God, you have so much energy, it's wasted. What?
No, it is.
It is. It totally is. I have so many things that I could be doing.
Molly world.
Oh Jesus. So yeah, he was the head of Fire and Steel for 17 years, 18
Good
years,
run.
Something like that.
Good run.
Been fire spinning for 20. It was 2 years after he started fire spinning that he went ahead and started the troop, and that's how you met your husband.
Of course.
And gosh, we've had so many friendships come through just through the fire troop. It's been really amazing.
Family, really.
Yeah. So
aside from crazy carny shit, what are some other hobbies that you guys have as a family or you have individually?
Husbando goes to SCA events, or rather goes to pirate events. He's not really a fond right now of the SCA events. So pirate recreation. He also does some more adult fetish wear, and so he goes to some of those weekend events to
Kink events.
vend, kink events to vend, and he makes custom leather work. I am not sewing anymore, but for about 22 years, I was a professional seamstress on the side of whatever I was doing, and then for 7 years, I was doing that just as my only income. I have a license to play with my food.
A license to grill,
A
as
license
it were.
to grill, as it were, yes. And now I have the world's most expensive knife set that I will forever be paying off. Unless I win the lottery. So I've done a lot of things. I have an associate's in general studies, an associate's in culinary art. Studied opera for 4 years, so I sing, I do karaoke, that type of thing.
Karaoke.
I love karaoke. And I'm getting back into all of my gaming stuff that I sort of left off when I moved here to Portland. I got waylaid being an adult.
Ew, the
Yeah.
adult stuff.
I let that sort of take over, and so I stopped gaming, stopped having fun, and just went. And the only thing that I was really doing for fun, honestly, was I was going to SCA events and I was dancing every weekend, and so that was what I did for a long time.
So you're getting back into gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your gaming history. How did it start? What did you first start playing? Do you have do you remember your first character?
I do. My first character was a toreador in Vampire the Masquerade. My adopted brother, I adopted him in college. He needed to have a family that was actually very supportive, so
You
I
needed to
decided,
have a family that was family?
Yeah. When you are different than the rest of your family and your family is not supportive, it's very difficult to be okay with yourself. And he was not okay with himself, so I went ahead and said, you and I are we're just going to be best buds, and
That's it, you're mine. We're doing this.
We're doing this. And so it was on. He had just gotten this great little book the year before as part of a test run, a beta test run for this strange little game. We never thought that was going to be all that big of a deal. And White Wolf had just come out with it, and it was called Vampire the Masquerade. And I looked at it and went, "Oh, this is interesting." And on top of that, he'd also gotten another book that we were beta testing at the time. It was this, random little thing. I'm sure nobody's heard of it. Shadowrun.
I'm sorry, what?
Right.
No, yeah.
I don't know. It's so unpopular.
I know. That'll never catch on.
That'll never catch on.
Neither will those stupid phones.
Freaking phones, man. They're terrible. Bricks.
No one wants to carry a leash around them all the time.
Exactly.
Excuse me while I check my text. No.
Right? So we did some beta testing while I was in college. It was a lot of fun. We would spend Friday nights to late Saturday afternoons gaming.
How fun.
And I had a lot of fun. He's a very strange individual, and I'm so glad that I got him on board to run a vampire game again, because it's really it's an excuse for me to drag him out of Vernonia. And
Vernowhere.
Vernowhere.
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. So
you are helping to starting a Vampire the Masquerade game?
Yes, we are going to be live streaming it. We are a little less than 2 months out, and I'm sort of, I guess, the producer and director. And
but are you the storyteller?
I am not the storyteller. My brother Geoffrey is going to be the storyteller. He has some fantastic ideas, and he's always had just this weird, twisty, macabre mind, and I love it. And it's perfect for vampire. So we're looking forward to this. I told him at first, I said, okay, we're going to live stream this. He's like, okay. And about 2 weeks later, I was like, so I'm now basically going to be the producer director. He says, what? I thought you were playing the game. Oh, I am. But I'm also going to be directing from
one hat
to
the other
to a third.
Why not?
I'll be jumping up and down constantly. It'll be fine.
A whole lot of above table talk, right?
Oh my God.
Whole lot.
You're
just gonna
yeah.
The whole game.
Just gonna yeah. So that's gonna be a thing. But he was like, what are you talking about? I said, I told you this was going to be live streamed. He's like, oh, yeah, you did. So he's still wrapping his head around the fact that people actually want to watch people play a game, which they do.
Has he not met YouTube?
He
People watch other people pull things out of boxes and say, wow, and on this side it has a hole, and...
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's a as I mentioned, he's a little strange.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really get the unboxing videos, but
that's fair. I don't either. I mean, it's a thing, I'm sure, but I just
just ask my 2-year-old. Favorite videos in the world,
unboxing videos.
Aside from Blippi, is watching kids play with toys.
Well, I mean, if he's
or he could go
play with the toys.
Play with toys.
But I mean, it probably makes him happy to see other people happy.
It does. It really does. And what about you? What makes you happy? What are some of the joys that you are able to have in your life? What sparks joy for you?
Oh my gosh, are we Marie Kondoing?
Yes. For a moment, we are Marie
Kondoing. Okay. What sparks joy? Gosh. It's been so long since I actually did something for myself. Getting pregnant sort of... Well, actually, no. That beforehand. I had not done something for myself since before I met my first husband. So... gaming sparks joy. Art sparks joy for me.
As you see, we're coloring.
Yeah.
Because we're both ADD monkeys who need to fidget.
We do. Not to mention the fact that, I love to create things, but I have never been horribly comfortable in front of the camera. I was a techie nerd.
Spoiler alert.
There's a camera right there.
There's a camera.
I know.
Okay, just making sure you're aware.
I'm going to be in front of the camera a lot with this game, which is fine, because I may as well suck it up and deal.
Well, you can't grow unless you step out of your comfort zone.
Exactly, and that's part of it. The other thing that I'm doing is, that I'm finding has actually sparked a lot of joy, is voiceover. A friend of mine on Facebook, Morgan Kirkpatrick, wrote a book about 2 years ago. And he tapped me last year and said, I really like your voice. I want you to record an audiobook version of this book for me, and I will pay you. And the more I started thinking about it, the more I thought, I'm not going to be able to... I am not going to be able to do the job that I'm currently doing, for very much longer. I can't feel my fingers. For those of you who don't know, I currently make military metal racks. That's the fantastic metal ribbons that are on sticks that are then glued onto plastic backing, and they put them on all of their uniforms. Colloquially, they are called fruit salad, because they're very colorful. I had no idea that they were called fruit salad until I...
Like you see a general walking by and you go, wow, look at that guy's fruit salad.
Yeah.
Meaning
all of his awards and medals.
Accomplishments.
Yeah. So it's really, they're just, it's a participation medal. Every single one of them. I was here.
Yeah, but they were participating in some pretty
crazy shit, but yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, really. So, I decided, this is something that I could do for a long period of time because I'm used to using my voice.
Right.
I like to use my voice.
When you have a preteen, I'm sure you gotta yell a lot. God bless preteens. The species needs to survive. But wow.
So many things.
All
oh
the
my
things.
God, all the things.
So you're starting a voiceover
I am.
career, as it were.
I'm starting a voiceover career. I'm getting. That was the other sort of underhanded reason for starting the Vampire the Masquerade game, was to get
your voice out there.
Get my voice out there. Yeah. Get voice clips.
And you have such a lovely
voice, don't I? So I've been doing all this research, and I was doing all this other stuff, and now I get to go and learn editing, which is a very, very steep curve because computers hate me. But I'm learning, and I'm learning not to throw my computer, which is excellent.
Good, because they don't heal themselves.
They really don't.
And their doctors are very expensive.
Oh my God, are they? So I decided that was what I was going to do, and I've been, I reached out on Facebook to find out if anybody had information on where I could go to record, because I had a few friends who had home studios, but I didn't want to just, show up, hi, can I use your studio? Thanks.
Yeah, every day for however
long it takes, because that's not cool. And my friend Josh, who works here at Willamette Falls, said, hey, I've got studio space. Come down. I will, teach you how to use the podcast, and you can do all this stuff, and it's super inexpensive. And so I've been here pretty much. I now work 2 full-time jobs. I work making the medals 40 plus hours a week, and then I'm here the rest of the time, and I go home to sleep.
Fair.
So I actually threatened to set up a cot here at the media center, and that was the kibosh was put on that, mostly by husbando, who said no.
No, I want you at home.
Yeah, because he misses me.
That's fair.
It is, mostly.
So I want to go back to this vampire game that you're starting.
Yeah.
See, is there a introductory storyline that's been established, or a setting that you guys are gearing towards, or like?
Well, I know that it's here in Portland.
Okay.
In the greater Portland area. As far as what the storyline is, I'm not sure yet. Geoffrey sort of keeps everything close to the vest until we have our what I want to call episode 0, which is going to be in March, and that's just sort of a get together so that everybody meets one another. All of the players meet together and they introduce their characters, and we get an initial story arc, and it's kind of nerve-wracking, but at the same time it's sort of like, it's like real life. You wake up in the morning and you have a general plan of what's going to happen, but you have no idea what's actually going to happen. So I just sort of look at a vampire game sort of the same way, and as things progress, there's going to be different divergent ideas for choices that I can make as my character. But at least initially, I'm just looking forward to sort of expanding my character, meeting these people, and seeing what crazy shenanigans my brother has and is planning on doing. I really hope that he brings out the two of my favorite characters from the first campaign that I worked with him on, which were 2 brothers. One was Bruja and one was a Malkavian, and it was Bane and Wolf, and they were absolutely, both of them, insane, and I loved them to death. So I hope that he brings them at least as some sort of an NPC that shows up.
So I understand you are a fan of Critical Role. Tell me how you found that, what it is you like about it, and if it does, then how is that inspiring you in your voiceover and live stream gaming endeavors?
Nerdy ass voice actors? Really?
Fair? Yeah. I mean,
I have no idea. I don't know. Nobody's really heard of Critical Role, so, you know.
it's only everywhere.
It's only
Molly.
everywhere. Right now they're at C2E2 in Chicago, and I'm very
And for those not familiar, what's C2E2?
C2E2 is it's a comic
For those not
for
familiar.
those not familiar. C2E2 is a Comic-Con basically.
Okay.
It's for gamers and comic convention. It is a 5-day long event. And this last Thursday night, Critical Role had a live session. They try to do up to 4 a year, where they actually will stream live. And each week they put up on, they stream live regardless on Twitch, but they live in front of an audience 4 times a year. So, yeah, they inspired me actually quite a bit. All of them are so incredibly talented. Matt Mercer has a brain.
I mean, I would hope.
Holy crap!
It helps in the functioning of the meat suits.
It does. But he has an incredible brain. He created an entire world outside of the quote unquote standard D&D world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to a point where he knows every single NPC out there. He has a backstory for them, so that he knows the reason why they would do what they would do. He keeps copious notes. He's now worked with D&D Beyond to create online character content for Exandria. He has created a D&D book for Taldore, which is one of the countries in this world. And he's soon to come out with a new one for Wildmount, which is another country there. And all these character classes that he's built just because his friends, who are also nerdy-ass voice actors,
I'm
wanted
sensing
to play...
a theme.
Right. They all wanted to play certain things. So in the first campaign, for instance, one of the characters wanted to play... They wanted to bring over the gunslinger class from Pathfinder.
Okay.
And that's not something that you find in D&D.
Right.
Guns are not necessarily verboten, but...
I mean, if you're going to fire something, fire a magic missile.
Yeah, why... But the idea had merit. So what they did was they created this character class called a gunslinger that would... you had the option to eventually level up to a point where you had magic, where you could imbue something with magic, or use hex, which is a cool little cantrip type spell. But on top of that, though, you have to have artificer skills. You have to be able to build these weapons. You have to be able to understand how to create the projectile and how to create gunpowder and all of the different information on how to do all of this.
Kind of taking a phantasmal idea and figuring out how to logistically make it work in a sensible
practical world way. So I mean, it's very much Matt reminds me a lot of Husbando as far as that brain mechanism is concerned, because I mean, if when husband goes and decides that he's going to run a campaign, if you want to bring something in, you need to explain it to him.
I'm not saying no, but
tell me why.
Tell me why I should say yes.
Exactly. If you can
convince me.
Yeah, if you can be logical about it, and you can bring it into a thing of, okay, this is the reason why it would be this way. Sure, we can try it. Let me go ahead and work up some stats. Let me see how things are going. And I mean, this is it's the Critical Role world has been insane. And it all started because Felicia Day just decided, this would be kind of cool. Maybe people would want to watch this. Hey, Matt, would you like to go ahead and do this with your friends?
And that what the hell, why not
Sure.
aspect inspired you to kind of maybe not follow in their footsteps, but meander down the
similar trail. Yeah, and it's interesting how many other home games have popped up, and there's not just people in the same room, but there's people literally connecting across the country,
across the globe,
really. And they all log in and they play D&D together, or they play Vampire together, and it's one more thing that sort of can make this huge, humongous world out there feel a little more close.
Now, a lot of people use gaming to escape that huge world. Do you, or I should say, how do you feel about using it as a coping mechanism or escape from reality?
Coping mechanism, definitely. I don't use it to escape from reality so much as I use it to sort of deal with my own issues, of which I have an Encyclopedia Britannica, and they would like to have that particular moniker back, thanks.
We're not talking issues, we're talking volumes.
Oh my god.
A whole subscription, right?
Whole subscription.
You and me both, girl.
One of the reasons that I love D&D and other role-playing games is that you can sort of take a step away from yourself, and you can take bits and pieces of yourself that you might like or you might not like and put them into that character, and it's a safe way to handle how to react and how to act, because it's no longer you.
Right.
I
mean, it is,
but it isn't. There's a wall there, and you can put that character down at the end of the night and walk away.
Or if you make a bad decision that, oops, I killed the party, you didn't actually
kill the party.
You didn't actually kill 6 of your friends.
You just
went,
killed.
Okay, well, that session...
That session went badly. I'm so very sorry.
But at the end of the day, you're all safe, you're all friends.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things that sort of has always gotten me.
Just kind of using characters to explore the human condition.
Definitely.
Or
definitely.
The elven condition.
Or the elven condition. Or the dwarven condition.
Or the vampire, or whatever.
Whatever,
Do you tend to play characters more like you, or do you like reaching out to something that is less like you as a person and exploring the different aspects of what you could be?
That's a loaded question.
Is it?
It is.
I didn't mean for it to be. Like, I personally, I have a character type that I really like playing, and it's fairly similar to myself. Whereas my husband, who you know and has gamed with your husband many times, we're all a bunch of gamer nerds. It's great. My husband tends to play characters that are very unlike himself.
I think for me it's a sort of a little bit of both. When I was much younger and gaming, I loved to play a character that I felt was not like me at all, at least physically.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be the pretty girl. I have a major body dysphoria, and it started from when I was 3. Never felt of myself as even remotely attractive, and so the idea of being able to play somebody who was more classically beautiful, that was a huge deal, because then I could be the archetype sort of perfect girlfriend type anything, or get involved in stuff and be able to use my feminine wiles to do stuff that I knew I wasn't going to be able to do. Growing up in the 80s was very strange.
I mean, it was the 80s. That's a given. But how so?
We were
on that.
we were on the tail end of the Twiggy fashion. Twiggy came out in the 1970s, early 70s, when I was born, and you had this woman who was very, very flat-chested, and literally, I mean, that was her nickname, was Twiggy, because she was fairly
like
straight up and down. It was great for the fashion industry,
right?
Because it meant that they didn't have to sew around curves. It was horrible for everybody else.
Straight lines.
Yay, straight lines.
Anyone who's ever sewn knows. Yay, straight lines.
But it was horrible for everybody else because all of a sudden Twiggy became this perfect ideal to ascend to. And my family's never been small. We've always been curvy and sturdy. I come from Scotch stock. Scotch and English and some French, I guess, and Romani. So we are all very sturdy characters. We have large bones. I mean, even at my skinniest, I had a 40-inch rib cage. It's just big. So the idea that I could be this delicate little wisp of a thing, on paper at least, was very, very alluring. I never dated in junior high and high school. Well, I did, but that's a different thing entirely.
That's a whole other interview.
That's a whole there's issues to unpack there. But once I hit puberty, I was a very skinny child, but I remember always being told that I was fat. My grandmother, who adopted my mom, was a very teeny tiny, delicate, wispy creature. And so she figured that, even if you were adopted, you should take after your family. Which doesn't work in any way.
Super not how genetics work at all. I need more red to my skin tone. I'll
just squash it in there. It'll be fine.
Oh man, not how genetics work.
No. So, and she was always telling my mom, this, if you want to be skinnier, you just need to stop eating for the day. That's called willpower. And
Tell me more about this willpower.
Tell me all about this willpower thing. Yeah, no. So my mother was constantly berated for being fat. When I was 3, my very first...
I mean, I've met your mom.
Yeah, my mom is not fat.
Not a large woman.
No.
At all.
No. But she was raised that way, and so she was always looking for the mystical, magical 10 pounds to lose, so that rainbows would fly out of her ass, and unicorns would arrive, and the world would be absolutely perfect.
Well, shit, if it only takes 10 pounds to have unicorns fly out of my ass.
Seriously, let's go. I don't know. I've lost 10 pounds, and unicorns have not shown up yet, so I am deeply disappointed.
Well, let's screw that and give me another cracker or something. If I'm not going to have unicorns, I don't want to lose the 10 pounds.
Yeah, no,
Screw it.
Sorry.
I'd rather eat the cheese.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But, so yeah, my first memory actually was when I was 3. And being told by my grandmother, we were at Frederick and Nelson before they closed down. So this would have been 77 or 78. I'm old.
Get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn!
Were we just talking before this interview about how all of our childhood shenanigans were done before the internet?
Before the internet, thank you.
That's right, kids. We're older
than the internet.
We're older than Google.
That's right. Technically, I'm older than Netscape.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm older than AOL.
You've got mail.
I'm older than Prodigy.
Oh. Okay, hold up. What's Prodigy? I kid. So you find yourself drawn to characters with a physically pleasing aesthetic?
I did, and I liked doing that. And then I don't know what happened this time around, but the first thing I was going to do as soon as we hit the whole thing, we started talking about it. I got Geoffrey on board. Everything was awesome, and I was like, okay. And I got the clearance. I was going to go ahead and I was going to play a Daughter of Cacophony, which, for those of you who do not know, Daughter of Cacophony is a creature who uses their voice as a weapon.
So you.
So me, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes, I can play my Daughter of Cacophony. It'll be awesome. And then this thing just kept popping into my head. And it stuck there, and it was in my brain constantly, and I kept having to write it down, and I was dreaming about it, and it was just, beauty can be found in the grotesque.
It's very true.
And I was like, what the Oh,
tell me, what are you playing?
I'm playing a Nosferatu.
Yes! Yes! I was just, yes. Oh, that is beautiful.
But.
You're pretty Nosferatu, right?
No.
I'm pretty.
No. I am playing one for a number of reasons, but my backstory in specific is the reason that she has ended up as a Nosferatu is that she actually sought out a vampire to be turned.
That one. I want that one to turn me.
Because, right? Because I was a performer and I wanted to perform forever. So I sought out a beautiful looking vampire and I was like, okay, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
We had a deal. And I woke up a week later, and that was not. This was not. Hold up. Yeah.
It's not in the contract.
And
not what we discussed.
Not what we discussed at all. But technically speaking, it fulfilled the contract. Because all that was asked was that they be turned into a vampire to be able to perform forever. There was no talk about what to look like.
So you have a face made for radio.
I do. Just like real.
No. I was about to correct myself and say, so your character.
So my character. Yeah. No. So in doing this, I'm actually finding that I am dealing with a number of personal issues. The body dysphoria definitely being one of them. When you have an idea of what you're supposed to look like, and you look in the mirror,
and you don't
look like that, that's an issue. That is a huge issue.
I know it causes a lot of internal turmoil for a lot of people.
Yeah, so the idea of handling this, I think, is very important.
So kind of exploring your own body dysmorphia through this character who has been given this face and body that they did not want or agree to, but learning to be successful and use other parts of themselves.
At the very least, learning to accept that this is how they are now.
I may not be pretty, but goddamn, do I sound good.
So it's definitely, I was inspired actually by one of the vampire characters, and I think that's actually where the idea of doing a Nosferatu came from. Alex Ward plays a Nosferatu on LA by Night, which they have their own Twitch channel through World of Darkness.
And they're a live streaming game.
They are a live streaming game
in
vampire.
LA.
Yeah.
So, hello to you guys if you're watching.
Hello.
Shout out.
Shout out to OC by Night and to LA by Night. Jason Carl, Alex Ward, Erica Ishii.
I'm sorry.
Holy crap.
I just got this thing. It just popped into my head. when we're all old and feeble, and I mean like 80 years old, and we're like, oh, 3 p.m. must be dinner time. 6 p.m. going to bed.
Going to bed.
It's
Yeah.
going to be LA by a few hours before twilight.
Something like that,
You
but
know?
no sparkle.
No sparkle.
No sparkle.
Not that kind of twilight, but like
never the sparkle.
old vampires, like 4 p. Like, you know.
4 a.m. I gotta go to bed. My coffin's waiting.
Grandpa, it doesn't get light for 6 more hours.
Fuck
It's
off.
winter. I don't care.
I don't care. I've gotta
Hey,
sleep.
early bird gets the worm.
That's right.
God. So when we're all old
When
and
we're all
playing
old
these
and
super
playing
old
these
characters.
super old characters, yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
You were saying some names of
Alex is
some
amazing.
amazing people.
Alex is incredible. And he plays a great Nosferatu. He also does all of the makeup for him and everything. So I'm going to come in full makeup.
Not this kind of makeup.
Not this kind of
makes
makeup.
You look great today, by the way. I
Thank
love
you. The war
side
paint's
note,
on.
The war paint is beautiful. Your hair is sassy. I love that top. That is
Isn't that
so
fabulous?
fun.
I love this.
So it's hard for me to imagine you all grotesqued out.
Oh yes.
It's
yeah.
You may not have a hard time imagining it, but I do. I know a lot of your
I'm
friends
gonna have
and
an
family.
awful lot of fun with this, honestly, because I have found some things.
Yeah.
I have found
boy.
some things. Interestingly enough, things that I did not know until working at my current job. Fray check, if you put enough of it on your skin, it starts to slough off
Oh.
and looks like sloughing off skin.
Oh. Okay.
That's an interesting little note there.
Okay.
I've-
skin and
and
overly
and
moistened,
moistened crackers. That's
chewy crackers.
perfect.
It's good times.
Delicious. I'm also going to be having my hair done right before then, so I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to get my hers did. Yeah, that will be a thing.
So you're the game. I guess your game, Geoffrey's game.
Jeffrey's game.
Jeffrey's game?
I'm just producing it.
I'm just making it happen.
Not really
but
important.
it's his game, really. No, shout out to
fine.
Geoffrey. It's gonna be really fun.
Love
But
you, bro.
You guys are all gonna be doing the whole full makeup costume thing.
Yes.
Truly getting into the
Truly.
live action.
Truly getting into it. I'm going to. There's my hair. One of the reasons that I'm doing some stuff with my hair is that my hair has finally grown back. All of my hair is growing in now. I got on the right meds, and
Wonderful.
my hair is like super thick now. And
I said it looks sassy. It's great. I'm
yeah,
loving it.
I broke a pair of scissors.
Ooh, hey.
I broke a pair of professional scissors. I'm sorry, Moon.
Oh no.
She came over to do my hair, and she was using a pair of layering shears, and I broke them.
Aw. Wah, wah.
I'm apparently now the reason that Cosmoprof insists on putting insurance on their scissors.
Changing the world, Molly.
One layer at a time.
One layer at a time, changing the world.
So, summer is coming up. So right before the show, I'm gonna have my hair actually shaved on either side,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna get some symbols carved into the sides of it, and I'll probably put some war paint into the sides, and we're gonna do a thing, and I am planning on getting a pair of prescription contacts, and Ben and I has a death palette that I'm going to be getting to do my makeup on, and
Beautiful.
going to do a whole shroud over my face and everything. It'll be amazing. I'm so excited.
Please post pictures as soon. If you do a test run, anything.
I'm totally
please
running
post
a test
pictures.
run. I'm doing a test run after I get it. It's like $25, so I've got to, I'm putting together money for all of this stuff. But
Wonderful.
I want to pick that up, and I'm probably going to videotape the whole putting it on
The process. Do
'cause,
like a time lapse.
do a time lapse. This is what I'm doing because it's weird.
Gonna be fabulous.
So
our time is getting a little short. It's 12:30. I understand there's some stuff going on at about 1.
yes.
So I want to sort of wrap up. But I want to do it in a fun way. I know we have the computer here, and there was the opportunity if anyone wanted to ask any live questions that I had not addressed. So if we want to check that real quick. And then I have just some fun questions that some people may recognize.
Okay. I don't see any.
Beautiful. I just want to make sure we're not missing
Stepping on people.
Yeah.
No.
Missing anyone that's decided to speak up. So
No. Doesn't
wonderful.
look good.
So before we start on the last little bit here, is there any message or something that maybe I didn't touch on in the interview that you want to just get out into the world?
Don't be afraid.
Just do it, man.
Just do
Screw
it.
it.
I'm
Get out there.
I just
right?
turned 46 and I'm starting a new fucking career.
Do it,
So,
girl.
You know.
Do it. It is never too late.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Just have fun, right?
Yeah.
Get out there, do it.
Do your thing.
Live without fear. It's so hard, though.
It is.
So hard.
It's terrifying. No, you don't have to live without fear. You just accept the fact that you're going to be afraid and you do it anyway.
I love that. That's the true definition of courage and bravery. It's not the lack of fear. It's saying, yep, there's fear.
And you're gonna
And
do
it sucks.
And it sucks. And you're gonna push through it and do it anyway.
We're going to do it.
Yeah.
All right. So, to wrap it up, I'm going to pull a few questions from inside the actor studio.
Okay.
What is your favorite word?
Probably fuck.
It's so
so fucking useful.
diverse.
Oh my god.
It's everything.
It's
Oh.
everything.
I love it. What is your least favorite word?
It depends on the day, honestly, but probably me.
What about me?
Yeah, no, it's the word me. Mostly because of my child. Currently, they're doing a lot of me. I said this. Them. They said this. Can you stop with that, please? Just
Stop with
tell
the
me.
narration.
Yeah, stop with the narration. Just tell me the whole frickin' thing without doing that. Just stop it.
All right.
But they don't want to be an actor.
No. Eliza? Drama? What? No. And if you've watched Inside the Actor Studio, you know this is not asked in a sexual way, although feel free to answer that too.
Sure.
What turns you on?
People's brains. Honestly, it's
Really?
I am a total freaking sapiosexual. You got to be very, very intelligent, and someone who laughs a lot. I like to have fun. I like to
Keep it light.
Keep it. I mean, let me have some levity in my life.
Why are we friends?
Right? I know.
We don't
God,
laugh together.
You're
at
such
all.
a downer.
I
God.
know. What turns you off? Aside from a humorless dum-dum, which
Oh Jesus.
which is obvious by the answer to your last question.
Narcissists.
Fair.
Super narcissists.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why no Davis.
What sound or noise? What sound or noise do you love?
The look on your face is priceless. Oh my god.
I stand by my question.
Laughter.
Awesome. What sound or noise do you hate?
I'm gonna have to say this one because of Taliesin, damn it. Bone whistles. So there's a
Follow up.
the fuck
Is a bone whistle.
So okay, in Mayan culture, there were these whistles that were literally made of bone, and they made them look like skulls, and when you blew into them, they sounded vaguely like this. And you'd have the warriors use them.
I made a guy make that noise once. Coincidentally enough, also using a bone whistle.
That was not what I meant at all. That's
Oh,
beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
So much like the Scots use their bagpipes, the Mayans used bone whistles to intimidate their. So
That's a phrase.
in episode 2, this is all your fault, Tallis and Jaffe. This is all your fault.
I don't even know you, bro. What are you doing in my life?
Jesus. So, his character in the second episode, I'm really sorry, this is going to be a spoiler, so if you've not seen...
Spoiler alert. Official spoiler alert.
If you have not seen episode, the second campaign...
mute something.
Mute this.
We'll give you a thumbs up.
We'll give you a thumbs up when we're done.
Okay.
Alright. So...
You've been warned.
You've been warned. So his character, Caduceus, is a Firbolg, who is a grave cleric.
Okay.
And they go into this weird shop at one point, and he sees a bone whistle. And the shop keeper...
Phrase. Okay.
I know.
Shop.
I know.
Bone whistle. Yeah, I'm with you.
So the shopkeeper starts playing it, and he's fascinated. He's like, I need this. So he takes it, and he goes out into the park, and he's playing this. And of course, Taliesin has to make this noise because it's obnoxious.
Please make the noise again. Okay.
You're
Thank
welcome.
You.
So
I needed that in my life.
Yeah, and so, oh god, fucking bone whistles, man.
So he goes in the shop. I have to have that.
Has to have that, so he gets it. From that point forward, it has been a running gag. And the last episode, he actually snuck up on his sister. He gets reunited with his family, and he sneaks up on his sister and manages to roll like a 19.
Okay. Good solid roll.
Good solid roll. Sneaks up behind her, and she's sitting there on the edge of a pond, and her toe is in the pond, and she's kind of doing whatever, and he comes up behind her. Boof! Right? Sploosh. Beautiful. It was so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
So, bone whistle.
Bone whistle.
All right. Spoiler over?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Spoilers are over. I don't even know where I was in my questions now. Was that
awesome?
Okay, that was the sound you hate.
Yes.
The sound you love was laughter. The sound you hate was a bone whistle.
That's gonna stick with you.
Is it? Oh, is it? Oh man.
You know, his fans have actually sent him like, I don't know, somewhere upwards of about 500 of them.
Whistles made out of bones,
or 3D printed ones that they all work, and they all do varying sounds, and they've been passed around the Critical Role studio.
That's a collection. Let me tell
you. It is a collection.
What do you collect?
Bone whistles. Yeah. What?
I collect teacups. I collect spoons. I collect bone whistles.
Yeah. No.
I just. Oh, there's not enough coffee for this. Wow.
There's not enough alcohol for it.
No, that
Apparently they've managed to ban whistles in general because of them. So he tweeted that. He's like, thank you for fulfilling my lifelong goal of banning all types of whistles from the Critical Role standpoint.
Yeah.
There.
All right. We're going to skip number 7 on the James Lipton inside the actor studio because it's what's your favorite curse word. We've covered that. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt? Now, you've gone into the culinary world, so I'm going to exclude that one.
Okay.
But just...
Gosh.
Other than voice acting, what's something random? You just push a button, boom, you're qualified. Do it.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm very happy doing what I'm doing, so I'm good.
All right. What profession other than your own, what profession would you not like to do?
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah, probably yours. Yeah, yeah.
Just
No CNA work.
I work for hospice, so it's there. You said there can be beauty in the grotesque. There can be beauty in tragedy.
Yes.
And I help families
And
find that. It's a rough job.
There
but
is beauty in death and beauty in tragedy, and it's not for everyone.
It's rough, but.
Last question.
Last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Why the fuck are you here? You're supposed to be downstairs.
This isn't where you parked your car.
This is not where you parked. Please go back downstairs and try again.
All right, Miss Molly. That is Molly Wilcox.
You can find me at molly.wilcoxVO on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was beautiful. It was fun. I hope to do it again soon. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.